Will everyone please rise as we welcome in the class of 2025? Oh, you all can help me out then, since you're sitting right there. You may be seated. Thank you. Good evening, everyone. Students, faculty and staff, parents, families, and friends. It's truly an honor to welcome you to the 2025 Baccalaureate ceremony. Tonight is one of those rare and meaningful moments in a school year and in the lives of our students when we press pause. Now, I need to acknowledge something right up front. Some of you may expect a Star Trek reference from me. That's fair, you've heard them before. And I'm going to do my best to resist that gravitational pull. This is a Starfleet-free zone, at least consciously. If something slips through a wormhole, I make no promises. Instead, I want to start with something else that shaped my high school years, and I know for some of you, it has been a part of yours too. In high school and even now, I love video games. Hours spent in arcades and on consoles, and I know y'all might not know what an arcade is, but it was a big thing in the 80s. They weren't just a distraction, they were immersive, challenging, and looking back, a surprisingly fitting metaphor for a journey like high school. So tonight, I invite you to think of Baccalaureate as something like a save point. Not quite the final boss, that's commencement, but one of those quiet moments in the game when the music changes. You're not fighting off waves of enemies or racing the clock. You're reflecting, regrouping, thinking about where you've been and preparing for what's next. Some of you may feel like you've just cleared an epic mission in Mass Effect. Your choices have shaped the outcome, your squad is battle-tested, and you're wondering what the next galaxy will hold. Others may feel more like you're emerging from a long journey in the Fallout wasteland. Wiser, tougher, maybe a little tired, but full of hard-earned insight and unexpected memories. Maybe you've had to scavenge, adapt, make do, and yet here you are. And then there's the feeling some of you may have of being chased endlessly by ghosts in a maze, Miss Pac-Man style, just trying to find your way while dodging stress, deadlines, and existential questions. Every so often, though, we grab a power pellet and suddenly we're the ones in control. Those are the moments we remember. Maybe school has felt like Pong at times, and I know I'm really dating myself with that one. Just two paddles, a ball, and an endless back and forth. Papers, tests, activities, responsibilities, bounce, return, bounce, return. Simple in design, deceptively relentless in practice. But that rhythm taught you discipline, timing, and the value of just keeping the ball in play. And yet, despite all of that, or maybe because of it, you've made it here. You've earned more than a diploma. You've earned perspective, resilience, community, and a story that's entirely your own. That's what Baccalaureate is about. This ceremony has centuries of tradition behind it, originally rooted in spiritual reflection. And while ours today is inclusive and open to all beliefs and backgrounds, the heart of it remains the same: gratitude, reflection, and meaning. It's not about the grades. It's not about college decisions. It's not about what's next on the resume. It's about who you've become. To our faculty and staff, thank you for being the guides, the quest givers, the ones who helped students unlock new levels of understanding, even when it took a few extra tries. To families, thank you for being the co-op partners, the ones who never stopped believing your player would make it. And to the class of 2025, tonight is your checkpoint. Take a moment, reflect on how far you've come and how much of that journey has been shaped not just by what you did, but by how you did it, with character, curiosity, and courage. Whatever comes next, whether it's open world exploration, new missions, or an unexpected DLC pack, you're ready. And if that next chapter takes you to strange new worlds, well, like I said, no star references tonight, just coincidence. Thank you and welcome. And now I'd like to introduce William Chow, who will give student reflections.
Seniors, parents, family, and faculty, thank you all so much for being here. My name is William Chow, and tonight I'd like to take a quick look back on our experience at Cary Academy. I have to admit it, condensing 7 years down into a few short minutes is no easy task, but luckily, as editor of CA's yearbook, I've already done a little reflecting. This year's book was themed around music, built around the idea of leaving a record behind in wake of our accomplishments. And considering that 215 pages of that book are dedicated to the seniors alone, it wasn't all that hard to apply that theme to our class specifically. If I had to imagine the class of 2025 had our own album, this is how I think it would go. Like any good album, the opening tracks set the tone for how the journey will play out. These are our middle school years, which set a tone of exploration. Whether it was taking a stab at a foreign language for the first time, joining that club or that sport that your friends roped you into doing, or obsessing over the taste of coffee creamers on our 6th grade field trip, our album was off to a roaring start that we thought would only get better. That was until March of 2020 when COVID hit and changed just about everything we knew about school. Even as our daily routine catapulted into a world of uncertainty, we learned to adapt by the day. Through the timely story of Come From Away in 7th grade English, we discovered what it meant to build community in the face of adversity. We became more self-proficient learners through virtual classes and, better yet, learned to multitask by playing computer games and listening to lectures at the same time. Our momentum was back, and we rode it all the way through our underclassmen years as we, for the most part, returned to normalcy. Beyond the newfound freedom and bevy of opportunities introduced to us, what I remember most fondly of these years was the togetherness that we built as a class and the resultant successes that came from it. Back-to-back wins in FNL and an unprecedented Spirit Cup victory in freshman year let it be known to the grades above us that our class was here and ready to make an impact right away. Then, 11th grade rolled around, which we can symbolize as probably the single most intense point in our journey. We took up heavier workloads in new advanced classes and learned to balance leadership positions across sports, clubs, and more. As if that weren't enough, college talks began to creep up into what seemed like every conversation we had, regardless of the situation at hand. Chaos ensued as we couldn't quite exactly articulate what we wanted to do when we grew up, and we hopelessly fell in and out of love with colleges in a matter of days. Even through the chaos, we began to gain more clarity on what we truly wanted, not only in college, but also in our final year of high school. Our class was shaping into its final form. And I don't want to be arrogant, but if our class's album was actually real, we would single-handedly sweep every award ceremony. I mean, come on. Some of the accomplishments of our class include a record-setting 11 committed athletes, 10 of which were girls, a decorated debate team with multiple state championships that includes a Team USA debater and the #1 LD debater in the country, leaders and mentors of our USA YPT team who just so happened to win a national championship, full ride merit scholars at UNC, Duke, and Virginia Tech, 3 FNL wins, thanks in part to yours truly, a Spirit Cup victory, and 3 Halloween float wins, state championships in girls swim, boys tennis, and boys cross country, 4 ROTC program participants, and that's just scratching the surface. But more important to our album than any of these accomplishments is the memories that we will take away from it. Senior year has been both a triumphant celebration of everything we've built up to this point, but also a sad reminder that our time here at CA is quickly coming to a close. Every single day has introduced the last iteration of something. Our last handshake ceremony, our last homecoming, and our last AP test. I think most of us are actually grateful for that last one. Just as many great albums seem to end right when you wish for just one more song, our high school journey feels like it has been abruptly cut short. That mythical day of graduation, May 23rd, that day we thought would never actually come, is now less than 48 short hours away. That being said, contained in our album are the stories of 119 of the brightest, most interesting, and most passionate students you'll ever find. 119 students that have come to form a community that cannot be replicated by another class at CA or any other school for that matter. Through thick and thin, we have proven that we are a battle-tested and resilient group ready to take on whatever challenges college may throw at us. What I love so much about music is how everybody interprets it in their own unique way. A song that somebody may hear as an upbeat track to start their day, somebody else may hold emotionally close to them as a personal memento. Much the same, we will all gain different outlooks on our life from our time here at Cary Academy. Whatever those outlooks may be, take these years with you and use them as a positive influence in the next chapter of your life. So, whether you're staying in the Triangle just minutes away from home or heading to a faraway state with an alarming lack of cookout and Bojangles to eat at when you're in a money crunch, just know that this record of our experiences and our memories, our friendships, our bonds, our highs and our lows, will always be with you. And now, I am honored to introduce Tim Spivey to give our toast to the parents and faculty.
You guys mind if I stay on the stage? No? All right, perfect. Good to see y'all, good to see y'all. Y'all look great tonight. Okay, so I've been given the pleasure tonight to give a toast to the faculty and to the parents here, which I'm very, very honored to do. Since y'all truly are the backbone of this CA community. Let me bust out the notes real quick, one sec. I mean, I get kind of clammy when I'm up on stage. Okay. Yeah. So, teachers first. I'm glad y'all sat in a group. It's really convenient. So, y'all really do have a special place in my heart. Your job is just to teach us the formulas, teach us the facts, the language, the men being words. But you guys have truly made high school a different experience for me. And I think I can speak on behalf of the rest of this grade, that just when you guys come into the classroom, you guys bring passion into the classroom. You guys care about what you teach. And I mean, that makes all the difference. For some of y'all, that might be teaching us about the history of mankind. Some of y'all teaching us the little small microbiology. But for each and every single one of you, you guys have truly made me have fun in the classroom, making me want to come to the classroom. And so, but like, there's a little more. Hold on, let me bust out the speech one more time. Because I got a lot to say, but yeah, okay. So, you guys don't just bring passion in the classroom. You guys really show us what it means to be excellent people. And I mean, what better way to lead than by example? You guys have been patient with us when we ask for extensions. You guys have been kind when we haven't really paid attention in the classroom, and you guys are just very, very gracious people. And lastly, y'all treat us with such respect. That respect was very new to me too. When I was coming into high school, it's like, at first I'm a little kid, now I'm a grown adult, and so it's You guys really were some of the first people to show me that respect, and that really was a difference maker for me. And so I just want to say, because of that, you guys will always be my dear friends. And now, no. I'm not done yet. There's the second half of this speech, and it's the parents. Now, the parents at CA, I want to use the acronym of a pillow. Now, Tim, what does a pillow even mean? Parents aren't pillows, they're human beings. Yes, I get that, I understand that. But I think we can all agree that life's hard, right? Right? Can y'all agree on that? Yes? Okay, life's hard. And so when life gets the better of us, which, it often does, who do we lean on for support? Now, my friends here, they're amazing people. Incredible people. But sometimes I feel uncomfortable sharing my fears, my shame, my loneliness with them. And so I put on a mask. But I don't know about y'all, whenever I come home, my parents see right through that mask. They see who I truly am, how I truly feel. And y'all might say, well, that's because you're not very good at hiding things. Well, yes, I'm not very good at hiding things, but I think it's such a blessing that they see right through me. It's because I know that they see my flaws, they see my hurt, they see my pain, and yet they still love me for who I am. They don't love me because of what I've done. They love me because I'm their child. And I think I can say the same thing for the rest of this class. And the fact that we all stand here today, not broken, but in victory, is a testament to a parent's love for their child. So I just want to say thank you to teachers and to parents.
Hello, everybody. Good evening. We want to thank you for, I'm going to do this. I'm not going to jump on the stage like Tim. I don't think I could do that. That would be really not a good look. Good evening. We want to thank you for giving us this opportunity to speak with you tonight. This is a first. All employee parents are speaking tonight, and that's thanks to the class of 2025. Leah Jones and Merritt Jones, we were working on this speech, and we're doing this together, and we were kind of reminiscing about our children's time together. And then I thought back that Miss Ramey and the Joneses, we've been talking about this for 7 years. And the moment is here now, and it's kind of like this wow moment. Additionally, all the Cary Academy Joneses are in the building. So there are a few of us, and over the years there's been confusion as to who we are. Some of you might have us as a college counselor, and a dean, and a government teacher, and a French teacher. So we have a Ms. Jones, we have a Mrs. Jones, we have a Madam Jones, and then we have a Kevin Jones, KJ, Coach Jones. He's somewhere here, I have no idea. Hey, there you are. So we wear many hats at Cary Academy, so try to keep up with the Joneses.
So we thought Miss Ramey was going to go first, and we have a little side bet on which of us is going to cry first. I bet it was going to be Miss Ramey because I thought she was speaking first, but it might be me. Just going to leave that there. So the other day, I came upon Miss Hawk, and she was kneeling on the chair by her window. You all know that chair that's right by her window. And she was just kind of entranced by the happenings on the quad, trying to catch a glimpse of her sixth grader. And I know that feeling well, and it made me smile because I did the same thing when all of y'all entered the 6th grade and arrived at CA, and especially once you all hit the upper school. I can't tell you the number of times I peeked out my window at you all lunching, playing frisbee, spike ball, soccer, football, conveniently right outside my window, and how often I was tempted to channel my inner Swingle and snap photos of you all and send them to your parents so that they could also understand what it felt like to be there. Through all your big moments, starting with handshake ceremony this year, and convocation, and Myrtle Beach. Oh my God, so many times I wanted to take pictures of y'all at Myrtle Beach. All the big events of your senior year, but also just your daily life, seeing you out lunch, seeing you all presenting in class as I walked by. And I wanted to share those photos with your parents, all the moments they didn't get to witness that we got to witness because we were lucky enough to work here. But then I'd make accidental eye contact with one of you, and I'd slowly, reluctantly put my phone away.
So both of us, or all three of us, have had the distinct honor to have front row seats to our children's high school experience. It's been a lot of fun for our children, I'm sure. Some of you are in my class, and that was swell too. The past 4 years have been a gift, truly a gift. Typically, when we speak before you, whether giving instruction and advice on the college process or admonishing you for your questionable behavior, this is what we normally do. But tonight, we will share some insights into what it feels like to be a parent. Over the past school year, people have asked us, what are we feeling about our child graduating? This is my 3rd high school graduation. I know the drill. I know what to expect. Am I prepared for the excitement, the melancholy, the frustration? You will frustrate us before you leave in August. And the bittersweet goodbye. I don't think anyone truly ever gets over feelings that comes with our kids growing up. However, I will be ready when the time comes because I have to be. A big shift in all our lives is about to occur. Your leaving home has been in the making for the past 18 years.
Late night host Jimmy Fallon once told the story of taking his daughter to her first day of kindergarten. He describes walking up the sidewalk with her, getting to the gates of the school with her little hand in his hand. But before he's ready, he recalls poignantly, I felt her little hand slip out of my hand. Seniors, the truth is deep down, we just want to hold you tight and never let go.
Your first taste of leaving started in preschool or kindergarten, and I'm going to go off on a little story like my students kind of know that I do. For some, letting go was easy. So my oldest daughter's first day of kindergarten, she told me, and I'll never forget this, I don't want you to walk me in. I can do it. I'm going to make new friends. Dumbfounded, I went, okay. And I let her walk into the building without me, with her oversized backpack, and she never looked back. Now my other daughter, my younger daughter, held on to me, that death grip, crying. I had to peel her off of me. She was my second child, so I'm like, okay, please, let's go. You can do this. And her fear of the unknown was palpable. Nicholas walked in with the same confidence and swagger that you all see today. And then as I watched my youngest child walk in, he was always a couple steps behind his older brother, which is still happening today. I share these personal anecdotes because your parents have these same memories of you. They're sitting behind you and to the side of you right now, and they're remembering your first moments when you took your first steps, although small, into the world without them.
So you can take the counselor out of the college counseling office, but you can't take the counselor out of me. And so even though this is a parent toast, I hope you all, seniors, will humor me and allow me to wear my counseling hat one last time with you, my last group of seniors as a college counselor. Some of you might remember all the way back to senior college night when we showed a word cloud generated by all of you completing the phrase, senior year will be. The predominant word, perhaps to the chagrin of your parents at the time, or should I say of us parents at the time, you may remember, was fun. I truly hope your year has lived up to that prediction. From the view from my window, it looks like y'all had a ton of fun. You may also remember the word cloud generated by your parents, completing the same phrase, senior year will be. You might remember their word was not fun. So we gave the parents another shot. So now that you've made it through senior year and AP exams and college applications, we asked your parents to answer a slightly different question. In one word, how are you feeling as your child prepares to take the next step in their life journey? And this time, there was a different, overwhelmingly prevalent word. Thank you to the parents who filled out our little survey, by the way. It is exciting. It's exciting for you as seniors. It's exciting for us as your parents. You're on the brink of your future as an adult. You've worked hard to arrive at this point. Give up a whoop whoop. You've earned it. Seriously, let's hear the whoop. Whoop whoop. All right. Seniors, I'm here to tell you, we parents, we worked hard too. Our greatest work, our struggle, our joy from the moment you were born has been to give you everything in our power to put you on the path to a happy and successful life. There are hard moments when we have to say no. Believe us, it is actually far easier to say yes. There are hard moments when you don't get something you desperately want, and we can't give it to you. When we know you need to take those steps into the unknown on your own. When we know you need to fall in order to learn how to get back up again. But if we've done this parenting thing right, the hardest challenge is the one that's ahead of us right now. And that's letting your little hand slip out of ours and letting you walk confidently into your future. We have raised you to leave us. Some of you are so ready to run ahead alone. Some of us will let us hold your hand a little longer.
Oh, it's my turn. So as parents, we watched you leave as you went to overnight camps, when you drove off for the first time without us. And this, probably for me, this was the scariest departure, you driving away. It's not good. But when our kids run errands for us, it's a liberating feeling, and my fear subsided pretty quickly when I send my kids off to pick up something at the store. So we're good there. You see, we've been preparing you for this moment for your entire life. We've raised you, nurtured you, and loved you, knowing that eventually you must go. It doesn't mean we like what is about to occur, but we know you are supposed to leave and forge a new path. Yes, you will return, but you will return as a slightly different person. So as you leave, there are a few things we need you to do. Call your parents once a week. Okay, maybe every 2 weeks. We need to hear your voice. Messages get lost in translation, especially in a text, and the mere sound of your voice will speak volumes as to how you're doing.
Call when you need help. Call when you have good news. Just call.
It's okay to ask for help and advice. We are older and wiser. We do know quite a bit. Remember when you were little and you used to think your parents were the smartest, strongest, most beautiful, wonderful people. You would say things like, my mom is so smart, she's so beautiful. I know, Nicholas, you said that all the time. When you turned 10 or so, you may have started questioning our parental choices. So-and-so has a phone, why can't I get one? Because I said so. In middle school, we knew absolutely nothing, and our mere existence may have been an embarrassment to you. In high school, you became independent and young adults. You took care of things and may have said on more than one occasion, Mom, I've got this, or no, you can't read my college essay because Mr. Carter says it's good. But, there's always a but. There will come a time very soon in your life when you will need our advice, when you will seek our counsel, because nothing in your life becomes truly real until you say it out loud to your parents. We can and want to bear all your burdens, listen to your ideas, and celebrate all your achievements.
We hope you will always look at your life as an adventure and approach it with curiosity and courage and not fear. When I worked in admissions years ago, I met a boy named Marco who, thanks to a mentor, found his way to college, escaping a harrowing life in a gang-ridden neighborhood. That mentor made Marco promise to try something new every week. When I ran into Marco a month into the school year, I asked, "So Marco, what new thing did you try this week?" And he gave me a big grin, and he answered, "Today, I tried a bagel." Whether it's something big or something small, strive to try one new thing every week, to meet one new person every week. Remember that mantra I asked you to internalize your sophomore year? Do you all remember it? Yeah? Right. Do well, join stuff, show up, be kind. Following it will serve you well in college and in life. And perhaps because great minds think alike, Mrs. Jones's laptop is also adorned with a sticker that is a corollary to mine. And that's live a great story. We'll close by paraphrasing words spoken by Mattel co-founder Ruth Handler to the title character in the Barbie movie. Parents stand still so their children can always look back to see how far they've come. We know you'll go far, seniors. We will always be here. Just remember to look back. Thanks.
Thank you. Next, we'd like to introduce Christy Ramey, who will be giving the faculty message of inspiration.
This was a huge gift. I'm gonna keep a couple ready to go. All right, I'm gonna try. You guys didn't even shed a tear. That was not fair. All right, well, good evening, faculty, staff, parents and families, and of course, the seniors of the class of 2025. Wow, you've reached the finish line. What a journey you have taken. During your formative years in middle school, you survived a national pandemic that introduced the world to social distancing, cohort learning, Zoom calls, and the most common phrase of 2020, "You're on mute, we can't hear you." So when you arrived on campus as freshmen, the faces were no longer covered with masks. You faced new challenges, all those soft skills that you can't learn virtually, like conflict resolution, ever-morphing friend group, and not being able to snack all through the school day. You came in a little shaky on the maturity level, and honestly, we were worried about how you all would handle when we travel on a class off campus. But that worry was unfounded because it seemed like your class was destined to never have a class trip. In 6th grade, there must have been something in the water because it seemed like all your teachers were pregnant at the same time, and that canceled 6th grade. Then COVID wiped out all the trips through 7th grade, through freshman year, and then sophomore year happened. I think we were all changed by the experience in Charlotte. The CA bubble didn't stretch as far as we had hoped, and we all, students, teachers, and parents alike, were faced with the reality of the world we live in. But you, like the derivative of little e, became the phoenix. You rose from the ashes and thrived. You were kinder to each other and more cohesive as a class. That spring, you were the first class to have foreign exchange trips reinstated. For most of you, this was the first time you had a passport, the first time you traveled without family, and the first time you got immersed in another culture. We could see the change this trip made in each of you. You came back more worldly, more mature, and taller. Speaking of Jacob, I remember when he was a baby and I said to my mom, I just want to freeze time. He was already growing too fast and I just wanted him to stay the same. But my mom gave me 3 tips. Enjoy the moment, take photos, and know that as you get to each new phase, it gets better and better. Looking back over these 18 years, I realize how wise and true those words were. And while time has flown in the blink of an eye, I have cherished every moment. I have taken every photo, just as Jacob and Abby, and I've enjoyed every new chapter. But college doesn't feel like a new chapter. It feels like a whole new series. So like most people, I look for advice and life lessons from memes on the internet. I found one that rang true, and it said, "I'm not an empty nester, I'm a bird launcher." So seniors, as we launch you to your next phase in life, you will be leaving your nest of home and Cary Academy to fly and experience all new sorts of adventures, from making your own breakfast, I'm looking at you, Tim, to learning calculus rules without songs to help. Low D, high, less, high D, low. Nice. All of these scenes and more await, but as you leave to take flight, realize two things. First, the relationship with your family and current friends will no longer be automatic. You won't share the same physical space. You will have to be much more intentional on sharing things with them. So while the number of interactions dramatically decreases, they will be infinitely more precious because they require effort. This also goes for the teachers you have gotten to know along your CA journey. We won't be able to wave across the quad to you. We won't be able to nod and smile to the lunch crew in the history wing, and we won't be able to see you perform beautifully at Coachella. So please stay in touch. Morgan, keep sending me those calc parodies. Sebastian, I always love your calc videos. Keep them coming. And be sure to connect with us on LinkedIn so we can share in your successes and everything your future it holds. And while in college, if you decide to study statistics, let me and Lazarski know. If you major in political science, send a note to Dean Jones. If you become passionate about environmental causes, send a thank you to Malloy. And if you're really, really good at debating with your professors, you need to warn RJ. He needs to dial back all the debating skills he's been teaching with you guys. As teachers, one of the greatest joys is being a good, influential point on your life's trajectory. Now, second, with my parent hat on and tissues in hand, there is nothing that you can do that will diminish or change the love we have for you. So call us when you get back that first midterm, whether you ace it or you fail it, because we are your biggest fans and we want to cheer you on, and we are your biggest supporters and want to help you dust off your ashes so you can rise again. Therefore, to my amazing Phoenixes, to the seniors class of 2025, we say to you, we love you, we are proud of you, and we can't wait to see how high you fly. Thank you.
Hello, everyone. My name's Brooke, and I'm not much into public speaking, so I'm going to do things a little different. I'm going to sing a song that I wrote for my class, and in true perfectionist / procrastinator style, I made some edits about 20 minutes before I left, so I do need my lyrics, but it's okay. It had to be perfect. This song is called Where We Are. Do you remember back in August when we drove down to the coast? We woke up extra early just to catch the orange glow. We breathed in new beginnings, but little did we know that the months would pass by quicker than the morning sun rose. We made it through the autumn and we wished the weeks away, writing college essays over winter holidays, counting down the minutes till we went home for the day. I wish I slowed down for a second, 'cause now everything is gonna change. I am scared of getting older and moving far, but there's no need to be afraid when we're apart, 'cause I will hold on to the love inside my heart. And today I'll look around and enjoy right where we are. April came and went, and now our futures feel in reach. Eager to find out where our new paths are gonna lead. But hang on to this moment, feel the roots beneath your feet, and you are made of who you love, so carry them with you when you leave. I am scared of getting older and moving far, but there's no need to be afraid when we're apart, 'cause I will hold on to the love inside my heart. And today I'll look around and enjoy right where we are. Before you leave here for the last time, before you drive away, look how far you came with these people in this place. When you take off on your adventure, watch the sunrise on your way. You are only just beginning, it's the start of a new day. Before you leave here for the last time, before you drive away, honey, look how far you came with these people in this place. When you take off on your adventure, watch the sunrise on your way. You are only just beginning, it's the start of a new day. So don't be scared of getting older and moving far. There's no need to be afraid when we're apart. You can hold on to the love inside your heart. So today just look around and enjoy right where you are. Yeah, today just look around and enjoy right where we are. Yeah, today just look around and enjoy right where we are. Thank you.
Will not be needing those. I do feel like I need to level set just a bit from the wonderful messages that we've heard tonight. I too have sat in your seats as the parent of a graduating Cary Academy senior. My daughter graduated in 2016 and my son graduated in 2018. And so I will bring tonight maybe a slightly different perspective on the journey. So I'd like to start by saying congratulations, class of 2025. For moments like this, I like to dig deep into my bench of mentors and professional experts. And Baccalaureate is a great time to hear from Dr. Rick. For those of you not familiar, let me read from his official bio. Dr. Rick is a Parenta life coach, specializing in helping young homeowners who find they are turning into their parents. Yes, if you have watched any live sporting event in the past few years, you are probably familiar with Dr. Rick. He gives particularly hot takes on oversharing with neighbors, bathroom etiquette, and party hosting snacks. His advice most relevant for tonight involves my family obsession, the weather. As in sending my grown kids texts when there is even the slightest chance for a storm in the town where they live. You see, because weather forecasting apps are known only to me. To be fair, though, now that I think about it, my school email blows up a lot asking if I saw that WRAL weather alert for maybe some flurries in a week or two. So I think you all could learn a little bit from Dr. Rick. However, Dr. Rick tells us that not everybody needs a personal weather feed from their parents. There is no denying that talking about the weather is a great icebreaker. Commiserating about storms, heat, and humidity is one of the safest things to talk about to people you don't know well, as long as you stay clear of talking about why the weather is going so crazy. This matters for you seniors as you prepare to venture into a wider world of new friends, professors, and soon enough, colleagues and bosses. As your bubble gets bigger and more diverse, fewer and fewer people will get your inside jokes or understand the latest TikTok trends. You'll need some topics for light, harmless banter, and the Weather Channel will never let you down. But wait, this talk has more than a haiku goodbye. I've also got a hat. No, I am not about to launch into a tortured metaphor about life stages. Life stages being like a multi-course meal, or growing up is less of a main dish and more of a tasting menu. This is literally about this chef's hat that I wore 2 weeks ago when I ran the Flying Pig Marathon in Cincinnati. Now, fair warning here. My wife, Krista, has regularly cautioned me against the marathon humble brag. She also says not to work through my obvious insecurities in public. So I wonder what she's thinking right now about me doing them at Baccalaureate. Let's find out. My first marathon was 10 years ago. I got dehydrated and was bedridden for 3 days afterward. In the last 5 miles, as I was huffing and shuffling, I heard footfalls behind me and looked over my shoulder. By this time in the race, I was used to the 12-year-olds whizzing by me. But behind me now was a very old man. Little dude, had to have been at least 100. Soon he pulled alongside me and then proceeded to pass. I was utterly defeated. Then I saw the writing on the back of his shirt. You've just been passed by a geezer. This image remains burned in my brain. And as I move into my full empty nester phase of life, I'm 58 with 2 Cary Academy graduates who are launched in their lives, I find myself going through all sorts of changes. I involuntarily groan when I stand up. I don't sleep more than 3 hours with having to get up to pee. And I sob at those Super Bowl commercials with the horse and the little puppy. Breaks me down every time. So I guess my continued marathon running and my obsession with that old man passing me is just a manifestation of my own personal race against death. And in that loop, the geezer is always winning. We can talk more about this at home, Krista, or maybe with my therapist. So why do I bring all of this up to you, the class of 2025? While it's to tell you that going off to college is a huge milestone for all of you, it's also the first step in many changes for your parents too. And if you thought you had a hard time getting a handle on their crazy emotions during the college admissions process, you haven't seen anything yet. And because you'll no longer have them under your roof, you can't quite keep tabs on them the same way you're used to. I imagine you calling home in the first semester to tell your parents that you've been invited to spend Thanksgiving with your roommate's family. But what you don't know is that your parents just spent the morning up in your bedroom going through all your old clothes. This is going to be a long ride, so consider this a fair warning. But back to the hat. This hat is actually for the parents tonight. I wore this hat I'm not a prop comic, but I wore this hat and this coat during the Flying Pig Marathon. Let's see if we can get this buttoned up a little bit. There we go. You can picture it. Me in my running shorts and my chef's outfit. So I wore this hat during the Flying Pig Marathon, and I got a lot of shout-outs. Hey, Ratatouille! You're cooking, old man! Now, my favorite happened at one of the porta potties when a guy came out of the bathroom and he held the door for me. And as I was walking in, being a good Cary Academy citizen, I said, "Thank you." And as he let go of the door, I heard him mutter, "Yes, chef." But I wasn't wearing this outfit by my inspiration. I was wearing it because of my son, who was recently taken up marathon and had invited me to join him. A week before the race, he had shared that he'd purchased a full-length hot dog costume to wear during our run. Now, I didn't think this was the best idea. I like to keep a low profile at marathons so I can focus on the pain. Not to mention, a full polyester bodysuit? Think of the chafing. So I had a choice. I had to tell him that I thought this was a bad idea or to join him on his lark. So I bought this hat and coat, and I surprised him the morning of the race. I was not prepared for how nuts everybody was going to go, and this part's in all caps, for the hot dog guy. We heard it all. Hey, you better catch up. The wiener is a winner. Go Glizzy. The little kids were the best, though. Kind of bored, tuned out, and then a growing realization that right there in front of them, was that a hot dog? That was a hot dog! When the going got particularly rough around mile 20, Evan would tell me that we needed to move over to the edge of the pack to make sure we gave his fans what they wanted. High fives from the hot dog guy. When we passed a high school lacrosse team, clearly there to do service work, you would have thought they lost their minds. Hot dog guy, hot dog guy, hot dog guy! They rushed us, and I thought they were coming in for a body check, but they just wanted to give us Gatorade. As we ran on, a regular pattern emerged. We'd go by a group, and they'd do a double take when they saw my son, Evan, and then they'd shout out, hot dog guy! There goes the hot dog guy! And then most of the time, it wasn't until after we ran by and they sort of turned their heads to look at us go, they'd notice, hey, wait, the hot dog guy isn't running alone. And then there would come this lone cry from one person, and chef. And I wouldn't have wanted it any other way. My son had asked me to join him in a little bit of unbridled fun and to do something that I never would have done on my own. And I'm so glad that I did. This was his race, and I was happy to be a faithful, if slouchy, sidekick. This was not to say that I wasn't tempted to make it about me. You see, marathons the way that I run them at 58 take me about 4.5 hours now. For a moment, I thought this might be a really good time to grill Hot Dog Guy on all the questions that had been building up since the last time I saw him. Tell me about your boss, your health insurance. How many credit cards have you signed up for? What's going on with your girlfriend? When do you think you'll get promoted? But thankfully, Chef did not have the lung capacity for more than a grunt. And this was very much a good thing because I think those questions would have definitely ruined the Hot Dog Guy vibe. And so, the message from Chef tonight is, and for you, the class of 2025, and your parents, is to fully relish those special moments together. And if you ever find yourself in a pickle for what to say, there's always the weather. So now I'd like you to enjoy the senior slideshow, and after that finishes, please wait for the seniors to stand and recess out. Thank you so much.